Morning, everyone. Hey, Mr. Khalid, how are you? Good, good, good. Glad to hear it. What's going on today in the markets? Well, we don't have any USD news today, nor do we have any pound news, nor do we have any real euro news. So I guess my expectation today is DXY, which is the dollar index, is selling off nicely from this area of high time frame supply. So yesterday we got a breaker structure to the downside here, so we had this huge sell-off, so we could see some retracement for the dollar before we see the next push down. So that could just mean some retracements for a lot of the pairs that we've had, like Euro USD, Pound USD. You know, after these big rallies that we've had, we can see Pound USD broke structure over here. So we had a structural break there. So after that break, we could kind of see a retracement back down to here for the next kind of push to the top side. So currently, what I'm looking at on pound USDs, we've just tapped into this 4-hour area of, well, we've just wicked it more than anything else, area of supply up over here, which could cause the pullback. Hey DV. So as it stands, we had this kind of push up, and then we had a pullback, and then we had this push up. Just wicked into this. Now if we can see a clean break of this low, right now all we've done is we've swept the Asian range. So we swept the liquidity above the Asian range, and we swept it below. So I'd like to see a cleaner break here, and then a pullback to start on an intraday basis, start to trade some of this pullback. Is there any specific pairs you're looking at? Anything you got on your list? So gold 4H, gold is oh, what are two of these here? Stop. So for me, gold on a 4H is still in a range. You know, because if you look at price on gold on the 4-hour chart, we kind of had this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We came up here, we swept the low over here, and then we immediately pushed back to the top side. And then from here we've kind of had this big push to the downside, and we kind of had a change of character here on the 4-hour on gold. Now from this point you could see, you know, where was our last high of any substantial value? It was up over here, and this was our low. Now gold is just within that range, you know, so overall technically gold is still bearish. And what I would say is, you know, even with the big sell-off on DXY on the dollar, gold couldn't crack above the previous high, you know, so I still have an overall bearish sentiment right now for gold in terms of a deeper pullback further down, but we are probably due a bit of a correction to the top side. But right now, as it stands, there's nothing in the way of gold continuing bearish, you know, because even if you kind of look at just this internal structure as it is, we kind of had lower, 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 high, low, 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 high, and then we've done this. We came back, failed to break above this. Now if we just be a bit OCD and look at the high there, we got the high there, come down, we pull back, and then we never break above the highs. So from a 4H perspective, you know, this high could act as inducement. We have this extreme area of supply that hasn't yet been tapped into, so we could see something like this happen, and then eventually gold continues bearish. But this supply, again, for me it would need to be a confirmation entry on the 4H, for example, to do something like that, because price has, this supply never caused a break of a previous low. You know, we've kind of just been in this range. So on an intraday there were obviously trades, but if you're looking at 4H specifically, then yeah, it's kind of been in a range. TV, you said EU. Let's see what's going on with EU. So again, EU's tapped into this. We had a M15 breaker structure here. We tapped into this region here, but with EU, it's, you know, this price action is just not clean at all. It's pretty messy price action. Is there any other pairs? What's this? AUD CAD. Still got my runner running on gold. Can we get down to those lows? Could see some potential shorts here on GJ. I wouldn't say quite yet. Monthly supply is up over here. Monthly supply is up at 190 region. You took sells on gold on 3-minute time frame. I took sells on the 1 minute. I don't really trade the 1 minute, to be fair, but I took shorts yesterday on the 1 minute. I'll break down my trade if you kind of want here. So on gold again, what did I see? So on gold, I saw price coming into this 15-minute area of supply. Now again, all of this was internal, but with the volume, price failed to break above this. So I kind of went down into a lower time frame. I went down onto the 1 minute time frame, and here we started to create some structure. You know, we had a breaker structure over here. We then had a breaker structure over here. We then had a breaker structure over here. And then at that point you could see we had a change of character just over here. So at this point I had my area of supply marked up here, and I was just patiently waiting for price to retrace back into this area. And again, I was only taking it because we were in higher time frame supply area. So you got price bouncing around, creating liquidity, and then eventually, as we tapped into that region there, I had my short on the rejection of that, and I had like my stop loss above, and then my overall target at that point was this 5 minute area of demand. But I took partials because there was, on the 1 minute, there was an area of demand over here. So I was like, right, if price comes into this region, let's go to 5 minute. Where is that? Just over here. And then after that, you can see price yeah, it is a doji there. Yeah, it is, but it's a cleaner area of a change of character on the one. Again, I don't really trade the 1 minute at all much. I was just kind of, you know, just doing what I was doing, so I kind of decided to take the trade, and I expected price to pull back from this point. Now, again, this morning I was looking for a potential re-entry. Now, looking at it on a 3 minute chart, you know, you could see we could mark the high to the low here, and we had another area of supply that was within this. But again, I don't think price came that far up. You know, I think it missed it by a yeah, so you can see it missed it by a fraction. So you had an area of supply there, and you also had an area of supply over here, and that's where price reacted to it and continued to sell off. So I still have a runner going on my trade. I'll see how it reacts with here, but I might just keep it running. You know, we have a 5 minute area of demand, sorry, right over here at these lows. Now again, after this massive sell-off, we could expect the dollar to have some retracements. Will it be huge retracements in volume? Probably not, because we don't have any news for the dollar today. Joan said so yeah, I think we could definitely see some pullback for the dollar, but with how much volume, we'll probably need to wait and see. Remember guys, if you have any charts and stuff you want me to have a look at, just drop them in the chat. Yeah, so I think GJ you mentioned, so the monthly supply Sits up at like the 185 185 region for GJ. And then we have this weekly supply, which is kind of within that. So I'm still expecting GJ on the daily. So you can see we had a, you know, GJ's continuously had the daily breaks of structure. So higher high, higher low, higher high, kind of had a low here, higher high, higher low, and then we've had this higher high now. So, you know, is GJ pretty extended? Yeah. Is it due a daily pullback? Yeah. Do I trade challenges or personal capital? Both. I trade both. More my own capital now in comparison to funded accounts. But in my early days of trading, I definitely traded a lot more funded just to allow me to have more capital to build my own portfolio. So once you have a profitable system, it's great to go down the funded route. You know, too many people jump into the funded route before they have a proven system that allows them to be profitable over a long period of time. And again, it's, you know, getting a funded account isn't, I wouldn't say it's really that hard. You know, again, if you have a proven system, then it's not. The challenge is, can you one, keep it, and two, can you meet all the requirements to get a payout? If you can't get a payout, then just saying you have a funded account is pretty irrelevant. But if you have a good profitable system, then funded route is fantastic, you know, because you get capital that you wouldn't normally have, you know, so you can excel your growth quite substantially. Not that I'm saying it's like a get rich overnight kind of scheme, but naturally, if you're taking a trade, you know, and you have a smaller account, you're going to go smaller lot size, you're going to have less winnings. And I think that's why people with small accounts over leverage and over risk too much, because if you say you have a $100 account and you make $10 on it, yeah, it's 10%. But people aren't looking at that as a 10% return. They're just looking at $10. What's $10? I need to make more money than this. What can I do with $10? So you just keep trading, keep over leveraging and stuff, where you make 10% on a 100k account, you know, it's 10k. So there's a big difference. But achieving profitability, number one, is key. You know, achieving profitability, number one, is key. Don't know why my trade has gone off here. So there was my entry there. Stop loss was above there. Five-minute target was there. Delete this fib here. Exactly, and that's where people are too caught up. You know, people are too caught up in not getting a system that allows them to be profitable over time. And over time is a key word in trading. You know, because you have to see trading as a business. It's not about making money today and forgetting about tomorrow, or trying to make money every day. It's about sustaining profitability over a long period of time, because you are going to have losing days and losing streaks. That's just part and parcel of the game. You know, that is going to happen. Pound could be good if we get a pullback. You know, we tapped into higher time frame area of supply. We've had a 15-minute breaker structure, so price is due a pullback. I could see price coming into this area of demand here, acting as a pullback area, which would probably be good, to be fair. Built up of some liquidity above here. tapped into higher time frame zone. We had an internal breaker structure to the top side. Change of character here. We have this demand. If we can kind of get a retracement, could see some shorts. Gold is selling off nicely as well. Yeah, it's coming to a 5-minute demand. I'm not gonna, you know, I will close my trade out here once it gets here, because again, all of this is internal, so I don't really want to sit into it. Where is actually 5-minute demand? Is just here. Right, let me just close my trade out, guys. Give me a second. Now again, a lot of people might be like, oh, but why are you not holding it, continue it down? That's the biggest mistake people can make, is get greedy and just continue to hold stuff. I understand that I'm trading internal structure. You know, price could push off at any point in time. That's trade closed. Price could push off at any point in time when you're trading internal structure. So I do not need to be a part of that. Now look, no surprise, look where we literally just marked this out. Look where pound is reacting from. Just share my full TP here. Morning, Damesh. How you doing? How's your day? No, I literally just marked this up a few minutes ago and forgot to set an alert. Gold looks like we could see gold probably heading back as we failed to take out this internal high. We could see gold heading back down into here. See the next push up. The dangerous thing though is because all of this is internal, it's extremely dangerous to kind of trade that with any real conviction, but still a strong area of demand. Could see a reaction from supply back into demand to come up and mitigate this 15-minute area of supply to continue in this range. Been a busy week, but not. We're trading a bit of clean up too much. I get you. We all have those days and weeks. See a nice pullback on ADJPY down into this 15-minute pullback demand. We're in this 4-hour area of supply, so it could see price. So this is the low point that caused that M15 high to break. There's that area that sits at that zone. Have an unmitigated area of demand just over here. So GU tapped into 4-hour supply. We've not had a 15-minute breaker structure. We've had an internal breaker structure on the lower time frame over here. The price is now tapping into demand, so I'm gonna wait and see if we can get a pullback into 1.25600 kind of region. but not a 15-minute breaker structure for sure. Just update this. Anyone up to much for the weekend? Any plans? Do I have any plans? Yeah, I've actually got like a family member's birthday dinner to go to tomorrow. Oh, so I need to go out and go buy him something shortly. Weather's nice, go get a haircut, freshen up, feel a bit good. Day off the gym today. Weather's pretty nice, so yeah, not too bad. No, not today. I just made a coffee at home, to be fair. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if gold kind of reacts from here into this area of supply. And now, you know, there could be shorts from here. But just be careful that all of this is internal. Right, because if we kind of look at this from the lower time frame that I kind of mentioned, we had this push up, we had this breakdown, this was the pullback, this was the breakdown, this was all the pullback, all internal, and then we had the break here. So like internally right now, there's our high and there is our low that we're kind of working with. So If you look at that, we have that 5-minute area of supply. So we could see a reaction off of demand into that to continue down. But again, like I said, it's risky because it's internal. If we did something like this, then that would be more confidence, because then we've actually had a proper break. But because this is all internal, it's risky. But again, I could see some downside with some dollar strength as dollar pulls back here into today. Alright guys, I'm going to be off. I'm going to go get a haircut, do some things. Pretty happy with my gold trade. Total played out. Got some stuff marked up. We'll see what the charts bring today. And I'll catch up with you all soon. Have a good Friday and take it easy.